I became involved in the moremathsgrads project as through the higher education curriculum angle, where we've been given the job of looking at the way that we teach mathematics, the way we encourage students to learn it, what kind of community we set up, what kind of courses we set up, how student access to those courses is, how we bring the employability aspects into it, and so on.
My name's Mike Robinson. I'm a lecturer at Sheffield Hallam University. We've been with the HE curriculum theme of the moremathsgrads project, so we've been looking at what happens in university maths departments and how that might have an impact on how many students want to do maths and what their experience of it is. What we want to do is talk a little bit about what the students said about their experience of their first year, a little bit about what the staff said, and then think about where the tension between those two things is and how we might maybe think a little bit differently. Well, we're here at the HoDoMS event today because we wanted to talk about two main things, really. One was an overview of what we've been doing and what we are doing, so a general summary of what we've been doing, and the other thing was to discuss one or two of the issues that are coming out of the work we've been doing in terms of what we might do to change the curriculum in maths departments to make it more suitable.
We explained to them the range of measures we've been looking at, for instance, looking at the possibility of running foundation degrees, looking at the ways in which mature students find their ways into mathematics degrees, looking at what employers say they want from graduates and how that measures up to what we do on our mathematics courses. And then reporting on research that we've done as well by way of running questionnaires with large groups of students, interviewing students, interviewing staff, comparing what we find from those. And there have been a lot of different ideas coming out of that which can help us to understand what's going on and to understand how we could maybe make things better. Now, what kind of things have emerged from our survey, from our student survey, from our interviews, from our staff interviews, from our student interviews? The answer is a lot. It's really a very rich data set, and one of the things that we've struggled to do is to pull it into a shape where we can begin to see themes through it. We spent a lot of time doing that, looking for themes. Like, you know, when you're doing a lecture, it's a good thing to get students doing something more than just write down what you put on the board. When you're doing a lecture, if you're doing some theory, it's quite nice to illustrate it with one or two examples. This is what students say to us. This is what they say they find helpful. So, you know, reflecting stuff like that.
The kind of things that are coming out of our research, really, there's a huge range of issues. It's a very rich set of data we've got. So some of the things we're talking about and looking into be very obvious to lots of maths lecturers, talking about the problems that maths students face when they arrive at university and what we do about those. So a lot of what we're doing there is just trying to share ideas between different universities to be able to say to one set of lecturers, look, if you're struggling with that, here's something that people in another university have tried and they found it worked, or they tried it and they found it didn't work. So it's about sharing ideas, a lot of it. We've also been looking at ways in which mature students might get involved in doing maths, come back to it as a mature student, and what the problems are and how they can find routes into doing a maths degree. I'm going to present a kind of brief caricature of the differences between staff and students. And really, I was thinking about this right-hand column. We've couched lots of the things we've said there about students as some of them, a few of them varying, all those kind of things. I think really, I could have taken quite a lot of those out if I'd have headed it as staff opinions of students. And I think if you were to walk into your common room and say to a random member of staff, what do you think of our students? You'd probably hear a lot of these kind of comments, and they're very different from how we are, or how we were at their age.
The talk that we've just given has been to HoDoMS, who are the heads of departments of mathematical sciences in the UK. And it's difficult to say very shortly after the talk precisely how it went down, but the discussion that followed on the talk and the questions that were asked, I think, indicate that it seemed to go down fairly well, and they seem to find it interesting, and we're hopeful that it will get a good conversation going between us.